भगवते
वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमे भारती न भारती मेंग मृषोपलक्ष्यते न भारती मेंग मृषोपलक्ष्यते न मे ऋषिकाणि न मे क्वचिन् यस् मे वृषागति न भारती मेंग वृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो वृषागति मे ऋषिकाणि पतन्ति असत्पथे यन्मे हृदयोत्कण्ठ्य वतादृतो हरि न भारती मेंग वृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो वृषागति न मे ऋषिकाणि पतन्ति असत्पथे यन्मे हृदयोत्कण्ठ्य वतादृतो हरि हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे न भारती मेंग वृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो वृषागति न मे ऋषिकाणि पतन्ति असत्पथे यन्मे हृदयोत्कण्ठ्य वतादृतो हरि
न भारती मेंग वृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो वृषागति न मे ऋषिकाणि पतन्ति असत्पथे यन्मे हृदयोत्कण्ठ्य वतादृतो हरि
हरे न भारती वृषोपलक्ष्यते
न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो वृषागति न मे ऋषिकाणि पतन्ति असत्पथे यन्मे हृदयोत्कण्ठ्य वतादृतो
न
भारती मेंग
वृषोपलक्ष्यते
न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो वृषागति न मे ऋषिकाणि
पतन्ति
असत्पथे
मे
Rudautkantya
Vatadruto Hari
Vatadrito Hari
Nabharati me
Nabharati me Vishopalakshate Navai Kachinme Manaso Vishagati Name Rishikani Patanti Asapate Yame Ridavkantya Vatadrito Hari Bharati me Vishopalakshate Bharati me Navai Kvachinme Manaso Mrishagati Name Rishikani Patantya Satpate Yame Ridavkantya Vatadrito Hari
Read the agreements.
Na, never. Bharati, statements. Me, mine. Anga, O Narada. Vrisha, untruth. Upalakshyate, prove to be. Na, never. Why, certainly. Kvachit, at any time. Me, mind. Manasaha, of the mind. Vrisha, untruth. Gatihi, progress. Na, not. Mind. Rishikani, senses. Patanti, degrades. Asatpate, in temporary matter. Yat, because. May, mind. Vida, heart. Outkantyavata, by great earnestness. Ritaha, caught hold of. Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Again.
No, never. Bharati, statements. Made, mind. Anga, O Narada. Vrisha, untruth. Upalakshyate, prove to be.
That's it. What is the meaning of these?
Upalakshyate.
No. 4, 5 words. What do they mean?
O Narada, never have my statements proved to be untruth.
Brahma says to Narada that my statements never prove to be untrue. So they are always true. Then second thing, go ahead.
No, never. Why, certainly. Kvachit, at any time. May, mind. Manasaha, of the mind. Vrisha, untrue. Gatihi, progress.
That's it.
Certainly, never at any time has my mind's progress been
hampered. That's it. Being hampered. Always my mind progresses. So my mind doesn't go hither and thither. It's only one point of the attention. Second thing, the mind doesn't go wrong. The second. First one, what is it?
never
My statements always there too. In my mind's
progress has never been hampered.
Never. Then third thing.
No, may, mind. Rishikani, senses. Patanti, degrades. Asatpate, in temporary matter.
The third thing.
Never have my senses been degraded in temporary matter.
The third thing. There are three things he said. What is the first thing?
Never my statements could be false. Statements could be false.
Yes. So always my statements are true. वो कल होल्ड किया था
Never have my statements proven to be wrong, untrue.
That's it. Means they're always true. And second thing, my mind,
Senses are never degraded.
mind never goes wrong. Never. तेरा mind हमेशा wrong हो जाता है. तेरा जीभ बोल नहीं रही. My mind never goes wrong. And third thing, my senses never are degraded to the temporary matter. And the reason for all this is in the fourth line. I'm strongly holding the lotus feet of the Lord. So the fourth thing is very important. If you hold the lotus feet of Krishna very strongly, then all these three things, statements are true, mind is always correct, and the senses are there. And these mind and senses, they are very nicely described in the pages of Bhagavad Gita. Take out 3rd chapter. And end verses.
Which was 12?
No.
12 chapter.
End. Not 12. Third
Third chapter.
3rd. 3, I think, 27, no. 3, maybe 36. 3:36.
Arjuna Vacha Atha Kena Prayukta.
Go ahead. Next verse.
Sri Bhagwan Vacha
Next verse.
Dumina
Yes, next one.
Avritam Jnanam
Next one.
Indriyani Manobuddhi.
And this verse I want. What is the number?
40.
340. Remember 340. In these verses, we are doing these verses. Calm is the main thing. Calm, lusty desires. And lusty desires, there is the sitting places in our body. So these are the sitting places. Read that verse. Indriyani. See, the calm, lusty desire sits on the senses. Indriyani. Then mano, mind, sitting on the mind. And buddhi means intelligence. These are the three places in our body wherein all these lusty desires sit. And here in this verse, he gets rid of all these three things. And there is only one way. Yan me hridayakam devata dhruto hari. I have caught hold of lotus feet of Krishna very strongly, and that's why my mind doesn't trouble me. My senses don't degrade. And everything which I think is always true. This is the remedy. In Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly shown. Then calm sits on these things. Indriyani mano buddhir asya adhishtanam. Adhishtan. What is the equivalent to adhishtan?
Sitting place.
It's a foundation. This building is situated on a foundation. So this Indriyani is the foundation for senses to enjoy. That is the sitting place. Then mind is the sitting place. And buddhi, intelligence. And in the Bhagavatam, Brahma gives the answer. How to get rid of these senses, how to get rid of the mind, and buddhi also to be used correct way. This is how you should study, please. Study Bhagavad Gita. Never leave Bhagavad Gita. I always tell you that Bhagavad Gita is emanated from the transcendental throat of Krishna. So it should be in our throat. Our throat is material, no doubt. But if it is continuously used for Bhagavad Gita, it will be transcendental. And our mind will not trouble us, our senses will not trouble us. And everything, whatever we think, will be correct. And correct things happen. Prabhupada did not have anything, 40 rupees. But his thinking was Bhagavatam thinking, correct thinking. See how much big society. In 40 rupees, Bombay temple is standing. Bangalore is standing. Old Mayapur is 40. And even the 40 rupees are there. So all over the world, the temple communities are there. Everybody is enjoying. And even then, the money which he had is already lying there. The secret of living life on this planet. We cannot forego our senses, we cannot forego our mind, cannot forego our intelligence. But they have got to be purified. So there is only one way to purify. That you must have unflinching faith in the process of devotional service. And that is our first created being is insisting. We being born in Bharat, we have birthright for this process. Never our mind goes wrong. And that's why Indians, wherever they are in the world, within 2 years they manage their own affairs very nicely, establish themselves, become richer and richer and richer. Because our minds are intact, our senses are intact, and we don't behave wrongly. Let us capital here. Same money we are getting as the Western people are. Maybe they are getting more, we are getting less. With less money, you organize everything. The mind is correct, senses are correct, and behavior pattern is Vedic. So as soon as the behavior is Vedic, you are winning in this world. All Vedic behavior will destroy you. Unfortunately, the forces now around us are Vedic. So it's our responsibility to try to find out what is Vedic practically and propagate it with the help of Prabhupada's literature. That's our responsibility. If we don't follow this thing, as it is we are going to destroy it. So we completely wipe out. But this culture, so many onslaughts were there from the beginning. But even then it survived. So there must be something original. Otherwise it cannot survive. This is a root culture. And now Prabhupada's labor and all over the world is more popular than any other thing. So now nobody can wipe out. Maybe here and there it may subside for a while temporarily. Again it will. Prabhupada was always telling that till my books are there, the temples will be coming up again and again. They may be destroyed. Again they will come. This. If we can, our house must be converted into temple. And we stay as devotees there. That will give us very satisfying life. Otherwise there is no satisfaction. Any other way find out and you are in trouble. This is the meaning. and only we are going through the equivalence. If we haven't touched even translation. See the Prabhupada's potential, man. See your eyes, your 4 eyes, and 32 teeth. And always chewing. We don't chew this. That's why we don't have knowledge. One chewing khichdi. Since the 12 years you are chewing. Again 100 years you chew. Please. Khichdi is meant for this. Hey. Understand English? I have to teach you. No? Your guru, English guru. English guru. These young boys, if they take it up in the right sense, our future is very bright. That's why we are making a humble attempt in the form of school. So the younger ones, at least few of them will take it seriously. The right is always right. Wrong is always wrong. Right cannot be right. Wrong cannot be right. Because the great persons are following. He follows the wrong thing. He must say, whatever I follow is right. It never. Whoever follows wrong will be wrong, definitely. Whoever follows right, that is Prabhupada's contribution to the world. He has shown what is the wrong behavior and what is the right behavior. And in a nutshell, he gave that if you follow 4 regulated principles, you will be always right. Always. So brief. Don't eat meat, fish and eggs. Don't gamble. Don't have extra relationships. And don't intoxicate. Very simple. And this is coming from Bhagavatam in one line. Dhyutam panam striya suna. Yatra dharmas chaturvida. This is adharma. Dhyutam, gambling. Panam, intoxication. Striya, illicit connections. Suna, slaughterhouses. These are, Prabhupada did not give from his pocket. But in a nutshell, the Vedic culture is presented before us. And nothing will stop us from following unless we are really careless. What stops us? You may work anyway, in any capacity. What stops you from not eating fish, meat and eggs? What stops you from gambling? If you don't follow these things, your things will prosper. Prosperity lies in this, following the Vedic culture. And this is Brahma says to Narada. And Narada, he is a preacher. He never stops. You eat khichdi and 13 days you are here. Khichdi is here. Narada will stay only one day. Your khichdi is with you, I am going. Such a zeal of preaching. And he was preaching all over the planets. One planet to other planet. You fly without. If not planet to planet, at least we should move around our town. You had a taste. These brothers were going to some temple. The congregation was there. Eventually they crumbled congregation. Continuity is not there. Because then service is there and degrees are there. All this is impediment. Who stops us from propagating? And those who are now in a waning years or retired or whatever, they should not do anything else but accept this prachar. And those who are in a good, comfortable economic zone, they should try to do their position sound according to their condition and capacity. And please devote your life to this. Only life, only one life. We have so many millions of lives. Please devote this life. Don't do any other thing. Please, please. In the Brahma. And we have only, as I told you, only from the equivalents we are taken. So how nice equivalents are given by Prabhupada. And go to the translation. Let them repeat.
O Narada,
O Narada,
because I have caught hold of
the lotus feet
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Hare,
Hare,
with great zeal, whatever I say has never proved to have been false, nor is my progress, nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred, nor are my senses ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter.
Yes. So statement never proves false. Then?
Nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred.
Progress of mind never deterred. Always progressive. Mind always tries to progress towards Krishna. But then it is hampered by this illusory energy. So that way, we have to be careful. And one thing regarding mind is very good. That whatever goes on in the mind, nobody knows. So we should devote our thinking faculty for the mind only for Krishna. Nobody knows what we are thinking. And material things, they go on with the hand. We might be cooking with the hand. I may be sleep in my room like that. Mind is free. I don't cook my mind. And cooking is automatically. You get water, put rice, and you will cook within no time. What are you doing there? So the mind must go on with Bhagavad Gita, or chanting or whatever. Or some plans how to propagate what you have studied, how you are improving your studies. All this is going on in the mind. And nobody knows, as I told you. The best thing of the mind is that it is always independent in thinking. Nobody knows what is going on. I mean, it's very deep. Manasaham, Krishna said that out of the senses, I am the mind. So how powerful it should be. Mind is very powerful. In 2 months, man, you got the house. I envy you. I'm here 60 years and I don't have any house. देख 2 महीने तू कितने ज्यादा वो मैं बेटा mind, if it had been on the wrong path, there would not be any progress. Progress in the material world also depends upon right thinking. That is the secret of the success in the material world. So spiritual well-being always follows the material well-being. You don't believe that. Do you? No. That's my business. This we don't understand and we don't think about it. We read Bhagavad Gita, we read everything, but we never meditate around that where the lusty desires sit. So many times we are reading these words, 340. Never meditated upon that the sitting places of these sinful desires is within us. It sits on the senses, it sits on the mind, it sits on the intelligence. And then it shows the way. Read that word. Indriyane mano buddhir asya adhisthana uchyate. Etaye vimoyati esha avritya dehena. And this puts you into illusion and covers your knowledge. So in order to remove this, the attraction to Krishna must be there. Illusory energy cannot stand in front of Krishna. If sun is there, darkness cannot exist. Or it may exist in corners somewhere. But the space is big. So big space is lighted. Only in the corner somewhere there will be darkness. So darkness is very limited. We can remove very easily, provided recognize the sun. If you come to Krishna, Suryasam, Krishna hai Suryasam. Maya hai andhakar. Jahan Krishna, wahan nahi Maya radhikar. You don't want to know. You read so many times, but meditate on this. And how to improve the quality of our own life. And the more quality you improve, the more you will be near Krishna. Quality must be improved. At the moment the quality of life is degraded by all forces. Everywhere non-vegetarian food is available. Our that Viraj from Australia had come and he was walking on the road. So he saw a big board, Kali Jala Kumbh. Kali Jala Kumbh. So he said, Kumbh? Kumbh Mela. So he thought that they brought the gems from Kumbh Mela. He cannot say. He said, I want Kali Jala Kumbh. He brought the whiskey bottle. That is Kali Jala. Can you imagine? Vrindavan Bar. Bar name is Madhuvan Hotel. Misleading. All factors are misleading. And under the name of the advancement, we are degrading ourselves like anything. Don't trust this advancement at all. Except Prabhupada's crowd, there are no dhotis. Only Prabhupada's crowd here and there put on dhotis. There is no dhoti. Otherwise everybody has all dirty trousers. And man, here it's so hot and black trousers. So he will absorb the heat and cook his feet. Even though he doesn't mind advancement. You're killing yourself. Simple dress gives nice touch of hair. But we don't have time to feel the natural forces. These 5 elements are natural elements and they cure your body. Water cures, earth cures, fire cures. Fire cures everything. You might be suffering from cancer. Burn your body. And that's what they call chemotherapy. The name is beautiful. Give 1,000 rupees to burn your body. You sit on the fire and finish. Yeah. Fire is the most purest thing. Never, nothing can stand in fire. Our devotional service should be so fiery that everything might be burning around us, we are peaceful. Those who are real devotees, they are never disturbed. Never. These onslaughts of material nature are bound to be there. They are meant for onslaught. Onslaught is a very good word. It hits you. It hits you. And even then you don't have to budge. You are firm. The small boats in the bay, there are so many small boats. They go hither and thither. They are the, what is it called?
Sail.
Sail. Sail. That cloth sail. So wherever the wind comes, it blows. But the boat which has anchor does not move. Our life must be anchored to Krishna. So these onslaughts will not move us. Otherwise, hither and thither you dance, and you may topsy-turvy and may drown. But for devotee there is no drowning. He is always immune to all these onslaughts. And onslaughts we cannot stop. It is one of the Adi Bhakti Dukkha. Other people are going to inflict misery on you. But we are unflinching with Krishna. Comes and goes. This is the way to meditate on this Bhagavad Gita, which says, try to find out the connections, try to find out the remedy according to Bhagavatam, and preach to the best of your capacity. That is our use of knowledge. Otherwise, what is it? I understand, but that understanding is going to be with me. So I may die. So whole thing. Prabhupada also thought that I understand everything, but I am not giving to enemy. So knowledge is there, but it is wasted. So he propagated and see how success. And don't think that Prabhupada could do that and he can't do that. We also can do. Just go on his line and it will be there. Man just Kartal and Bhajan and Mridanga, how much does it cost? Mridanga? How much does it cost? 1,000 rupees? Mridanga?
Yes.
You don't know. It's not 1,000. 600.
What?
Huh?
Mud you can get for that.
Mud. Any man, if nothing is available, take your utensil, kitchen utensil. This is very easy. Because process is very easy, we don't have faith in it. We think that my difficulties are so very great. How can they solve? But it has solved since time immemorial. Why it should not solve your difficulty? Please put faith in Shastras and study them nicely. It is very, and this word, one word must be remembered always. We should never forget. Dhruto Harihi. Caught hold of strongly the Lord's feet of Krishna. The Dhruta word is in Dhritarashtra. He was holding Rashtra. That's why he is known as Dhritarashtra. We are Dhritarupya. Our reinitiated name. Dhritarupya. और क्या कहता है रुपयों को क्या बैंक में जाके रख जाता और बैंक वाला खत्म कर देता क्या करे वो चली गई 3 वत्सर dances loudly बैंक टूट गई everything in the material world eventually is going to be destroyed and if you preserve even you are not going to take one penny with you. Eventually you have to hand it over to somebody. And if you don't hand it over, somebody will pinch. They are waiting. You are on the deathbed. And the onlookers, they are advising your wife or somebody. Ask him where he has kept the money. Otherwise you will never get anything. And he is hearing. The hearing sense is the last sense which goes away. So we may not be able to speak on the deathbed, but we hear. Our money is invalid. Our everything is invalid. And you can't move the hand even. So please, this time is bound to come. So before it comes, touch your money. कैसा हंसा है ये टच ही नहीं करता वो चलता ही नहीं जी नहीं होता क्या कहता बोले जी नहीं होता मेरा तो जी धरी को दूसरे को दे देना प्लीज think about these things and very sanely we should be trusty of our own belongings. So just go on with the yatra and propagate these things. Eventually, whatever you speak to the public, you are going to hear. So it will have effect on your life. So don't be Dhritarashtra or Dhrutahams or Dhrutarupya. Very better to be Dhrutahari. हरि को बोल तेरा सब इनहेरिटेंस हमारे पास आना था। हाँ बोल रहे इतने विटनेस कोर्ट में खड़ा कर देंगे कि हमारे सामने कहा था इसने तो नहीं बोले वो तो मेरे पास कुछ नहीं था जब कहा था अभी तो आ गया मेरे पापा ना बोला है so many ways and means we find out not to give it away, and eventually we have to give away anyway. Till we are alive, we hold and hold. And hold means for others. क्या तू बस ढूंढ ले मत वर्ड का मतलब ढूंढ ले तेरी लैंग्वेज में पंजाबी में क्या कहते होल्ड होल्ड
होल्ड पकड़ना
नहीं होल्ड HOARD
होल्ड
होल्ड अरे भी तू तेरा पैसा जमा कर रहा है वो होल्ड कहते हैं काहे के लिए जमा कर रहा है शादी करनी शादी पैसे से होती शादी लड़की से होती नहीं शादी पैसे से होती नहीं मैंने मेरी शादी की पैसा तो पैसा क्यों पकड़ा हमारा माइंड देख सब रॉन्ग वी आर नॉट होल्डिंग Krishna lotus feet. That's what Brahma said. If you hold Krishna's feet, your thinking will be correct. Manaso mrisha gati navai kvachin me. Certainly my mind will think correctly. But we are not holding Krishna's feet. We are not doing that. We are showing that I am holding. But in the heart of the heart, I have nothing to do with Krishna. This showy business, how long can it continue? And then miseries continue. And then we lose faith. I am chanting Krishna's name, and even then I am deviating. You are not chanting it. The behavior pattern must be Krishna conscious behavior. According to Bhagavatam, our behavior must be molded. Otherwise it becomes a show. And show has nothing, no meaning at all. It may be a very good show, but for 3 hours. After that you don't know, where is Mahabharata gone? Show cannot continue. Grain of practical Bhagavatam is much more important than tons of knowledge. Practical behavior. We are very, very brave in thinking. I told your group to have a school. So now they are approaching some land. So they have to have the constitution and trustees and treasurers. They are so very busy in writing the constitution. Gopal Krishna goes to Bangalore and Kajagara flies to Chennai. Hours they are spending and not a single boy is there. What are you doing? Where I told them, you start a playgroup. 10 boys. That is the school. Not a constitution. Constitution comes afterwards. We wanted to start the school. So immediately we start. And here, who is going to be managing it? There is nothing to manage. And we are fighting. I will be managing. He said, no, I will be. No, he said, I will be. There is nothing to manage. And we are creating so much humbug. Please don't waste your time like this. Do the work. Want to start the school? I told them so many times that 3 classes, play group, senior KG and higher KG. They don't require any permission. So start with 3 immediately. Our Gopal Krishna's father, he collected the children, his school is going on. And these people are constituted. Managing. There is nothing to be managing trust. And then immediately he rang them. We want you to be managing trust. Yeah, I am at the moment, I am busy. In the evening I will talk. Lunacy. पागल, तू पागल है. क्या समझा है? पगड़ाई. Please, start from the root. Oh, Mayapur temple, the biggest temple we have to build. So millions of dollars were spent in planning. Temple was to be built in Mayapur. House was bought in England. Mayapur house. I said, Mayapur? Why what? He said, this is Mayapur meeting. Hare, man, you are building temple in Mayapur. Why the house is in? Means all the funds should fly to London for meeting. Instead, buy the bricks there. Whatever you spend in airfare, buy the bricks there. That is the temple meeting. And have the meeting at the spot. There is nothing there, and the house is in England, and meeting is in America. I mean, are you in your senses? And then millions of pounds are gone in planning, and nothing is there on the side. Now I said, now I have learned, after 6 minutes spending. Now I learned my lesson. Now I am going to build now. So again I am going to build means I caught hold of this. Hey, come on now, you will build. Yes. He said, all these rascals. Now you will do it. And then I don't do anything. I hand over money to you again. Again you have your own office here. You stop this nonsense, buy the bricks. Bring the cement and spade and whatever. We don't know this. Our thinking is completely wrong. Meeting. Always they said, I'm very busy, I have to attend meeting. I told them, stop. This is meeting. First you sort out this meeting, then go to other meeting. This is not meeting at all. Meeting means come together. So we are here in the meeting now. So don't talk about other meeting. First sort out this. You don't understand. You don't show any shine that you are understanding. Man, this baby doesn't understand. Anyway, maybe understand more than us. I mean to say, without Krishna, we are just unnecessarily flying around. There is no motto. With Krishna, everything becomes centered in the right. Otherwise we are going to destroy it. You know the chakki? Grinding stone? Maybe in Kerala also there. So there is a pivot in between. And upper stone has a neck. In that you put the grains. So you put the grains, and those grains which are near the pivot, they don't get ground. Those grains only which leave the pivot, they are ground. So this is our life also. We should be near the pivot, near Krishna always. Otherwise you are going to be finished. As soon as you leave the pivot, both the stones are moving very fast. So no way you can be saved. You have left the pivot. And the pivot is Krishna. Our life must have strong pivot. And we become immune to the difficulties then. Come what may, Hridot Kanthevata Dhruto Hari. Read the equivalents. Hruda,
heart, with great earnestness.
With great earnestness. In the heart. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Hari. With great earnestness. Understand great earnestness? With great earnestness, I am waiting for kitchen. He said, Bhagavatam is enough, now we have kitchen. Our khichdi comes in between Bhagavatam and us. We can't really forego anything. We want everything. This is Indriyani Manobuddhir Asya Adhisthana Vichyate. This is Indriyani Manobuddhi. To correct all these things, you must have unflinching faith in the Sarvopari, in the all-pervading Krishna. Krishna pervades everything. You may try to reject him. You can't reject because you are surrounded by him. We are in the ocean. So water is there every side. You can't reject water. Water will definitely enter wherever there is place. This submarine is very powerful till there is no hole into it. If there is a hole in submarine, it will go down. Water is waiting to enter. Our life is also like submarine. As soon as there is a Kali Yuga hole, means the water will enter and your life will be destroyed. So our submarine must be very pakka. There should not be any hole. Try to be very pure. This is the only life you have in your hand. After this life goes away, we don't know really according to your karmas where we will be born and in what body we will be born. So this is the only thing we have. Please try very hard. Read purport.
Purport. Lord Brahma is the original speaker of Vedic wisdom to Narada, and Narada is the distributor of transcendental knowledge all over the world through his various disciples like Jasdeva and others. The followers of Vedic wisdom accept the statements of Brahmaji as gospel truth, and transcendental knowledge is thus being distributed all over the world by the process of disciplic succession from time immemorial since the beginning of the creation. Lord Brahma is the perfect liberated living being within the material world, and any sincere student of transcendental knowledge must accept the words and statements of Brahmaji as infallible. The Vedic knowledge is infallible because it comes down directly from the Supreme Lord unto the heart of Brahma. And since he is the most perfect living being, Brahmaji is always correct to the letter. And this is because Lord Brahma is a great devotee of the Lord, who has earnestly accepted the lotus feet of the Lord as the supreme truth.
Yes, sir.
In the Brahma Samhita, which is compiled by Brahmaji, he repeats the aphorism, Govinda Mani Purusha Tamaham Bhajami. I am a worshipper of this original personality of God, Govinda, the primeval Lord. So whatever he says, whatever he thinks, and whatever he does, normally in his mood are to be accepted as true because of his direct and very intimate connection with Govinda, the primeval Lord. Sri Govinda, who pleasingly accepts the loving transcendental service of his devotees, gives all protection to the words and actions of his devotees. The Lord declares in Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya Pratijanihi, O son of Kunti, please declare it. The Lord asks Arjuna to declare. And why? Because sometimes the declaration of Govinda himself may seem contradictory to mundane creatures, but the mundaner will never find any contradiction in the words of the Lord's devotees. The devotees are especially protected by the Lord so that they may remain infallible. Therefore, the process of devotional service always begins in the service of the devotee who appears in disciplic succession. The devotees are always liberated, but that does not mean that they are impersonal. The Lord is a person eternally, and the devotee of the Lord is also a person eternally. Because the devotee has his sense organs even at the liberated stage, he is therefore a person always. And because the devotee's service is accepted by the Lord in full reciprocation, the Lord is also a person in his complete spiritual embodiment. The devotee's senses, being engaged in the service of the Lord, never go astray under the attraction of false material enjoyment. The plans of the devotee never go in vain, and all this is due to the faithful attachment of the devotee for the service of the Lord. This is the standard of perfection and liberation. Anyone, beginning from Brahmaji down to the human being, is at once put on the path of liberation simply by his attachment in great earnestness for the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, the Primeval Lord. The Lord affirms this in the Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sarunam samati vyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Anyone therefore who is earnestly serious in heart and soul about being in intimate touch with the personality of Godhead in the relationship of transcendental loving service will always be infallible in words and action. The reason is that the Supreme Lord is absolute truth, and anything earnestly dovetailed with the absolute truth attains the same transcendental quality. On the other hand, any amount of mental speculation on the strength of material science and knowledge without any bona fide touch with the absolute truth is sure to be mundane truth and failure, simply due to not being in touch with the absolute truth.
This is the point. Both the points are nicely. Again read.
From the reading narrative.
How it is in touch with.
The reason is that the Supreme Lord is absolute truth, and anything earnestly dovetailed with the absolute truth attains the same transcendental quality. On the other hand, any amount of mental speculation on the strength of material science and knowledge without any bona fide touch with the absolute truth is sure to be mundane truth and failure, simply due to not being in touch with the absolute truth. Such godless, unfaithful words and actions, however materially enriched, are never to be trusted. That is the purport of this important verse. The bearing of devotion is more valuable than tons of faithlessness.
This is yes, Bhagavad-ki. We discuss the point. Have you any question to ask?
In the purport, Prabhupada writes that earnestly we have to dovetail. But how does this earnest come from the heart?
If you remember your death, we don't remember our death. And everybody has to have the last day on the deathbed. When everything will be there, you will not be able to touch. So this is the earnestness. And I may die any time. So till that time, my belongings must be distributed or whatever. Maybe among your heir apparents or whatever. If something has got to it, that we do. And whatever is left again we write in a will. So there is distribution. So don't limit your distribution. Something must go to Krishna. There is dovetailing to Krishna. Maybe 1 rupee you have, keep 12 annas, 3/4 of a rupee. Quarters should go to Krishna. Or if not quarter, whatever percentage, fix some percentage. And they prosper like anything. There is one family who is with us since last 12-13 years. They were staying in council house, rented house. And now within 10 years, they have 5 houses in London. The houses alone are worth more than 1.5 million. And plus 2 brothers are working. So this is in front of us. And what do? They keep the cans So whatever they can, they drop it. And when I go, they give us that amount. So some of the other amount is here. So the reciprocation is there. That is what Prabhupada writes. The genuine approach has got the reciprocation. And suppose we give some amount to somebody for Krishna, then there your things end. Don't again see what is he doing. The person who takes is responsible. So if he does fiddling, his amount will be fiddling. Or his life will be fiddling. So don't worry about it. Ours is give, that's it. Krishna was giving charity when he was there. So one day he had gold necklaces and diamonds in the plate. So somebody came and with the left hand he picked up and gave it immediately. So Narada was saying, Krishna, you are mad. How long does it take to change it to right hand? He said, Krishna, remember, I have 16,000 wives and these are necklaces, diamonds. In my mind I had an idea that I should give it to him. If I change my hand, my thinking will change. And my wife wants diamond. Rukmini wants this necklace. And I won't give. So please, regarding giving, don't delay. Otherwise your mind will change. You will never give. And as I told you, giving we should not have any idea. I am giving for Krishna. That is, your duty is over. Then it's the responsibility of the receiver. Please, all these are fine points. In whatever capacity we can do, please do it. Even percentage also you can feel. 0.5%, 1%, whatever. According to Rupa Goswami, 50% is there. So 50%, he is not ready. Otherwise, out of your 50%, 25 will come to us. So he said, no, can I? So you fix your percentage. Free, whatever, little. As I told you, if you don't have any inclination to give, even then take half a spoonful of sugar and give it to ants. That is your food distribution. You have more money, buy some grains and give it to pigeons. Food distribution. You have more money, buy a bunch of banana, give it to monkeys. They have food distribution. Now please, so do something. But don't sit on the false property which you have. Something has got to be given. In the end, everything has to be given. So something by your hand, please. Otherwise it's going to be peace. I mean to say, these are very fine points, but we have to do whatever best we can do. If we cannot do anything, at least use your vacha to spread. Preach. And keep your money intact. Go here and there, preach. Spend for money for preaching. Who stops you? Saturday, Sunday you will have holiday. Now also you have so much time. Don't sit silent. Please do. You are already graduate now. You don't have to study again. So once you are employed, you will have some free time. So please utilize your time. And if you can't preach, then keep these small books of Prabhupada. 100 to 100 rupees we spend. And you will get 10 books. So distribute 10 books. Somebody, somewhere, somebody will read it. And definitely he will be elated. If people hear you, call them to your place. Give them some prasadam. Khichdi is very easy. Nowadays, the time is very bad. In these 15 days, the dal price has gone more. Formerly it was 60 rupees, less than 60. Now it is 82. So khichdi is also becoming difficult. I mean to say, I don't know the egg prices, but it must be less. It's better to buy eggs and eat it. That is how Krishna is trying. Because these things are becoming very good. The worst effect of the industrialization is that millions and millions of acres of land is arid. Around Rajkot, 100 kilometers of land is sold to the investors. And those who investors buy, they put the compound, don't till the land at all. So farming is gone. Because the farming is less, the lentils are costly, rice is not available. No rains. Whole Bombay to Nasik, that road, was surrounded by rice fields. Now everything is sold. So rice stopped. Naturally the rice price will go up. And then we have to produce hybrid. In less thing we want to have more. Then it becomes without any sattva. There is no nourishing food. Whatever we are eating is also not nourishing. So we have to have this nourishment. Otherwise soon, now we'll lie down to it, eating eggs or meat or whatever, I don't know. The grains will not be available. So don't put yourself in this serious condition. Even now there is time when we can save ourselves by coming to Krishna. Otherwise the future is very big. When you will attain my age, you will see the degradation. At the moment dal is available, whether 82 or whatever, it's available. But in your time the dal will not be available. That is the time is coming. We have to grow our food in our compound. It's a very bad future. I'm sorry, but unfortunate persons are there. I don't know what you would have to see and how you have faith in Krishna. And faith dwindles and eventually vanishes. These scriptures are giving us 10,000 years, but I don't think that this will continue for 10,000 years. Prabhupada gone in 70s, hardly 30-40 years. So much degradation is there. So I don't know really how it should go on 10,000 years. There may be mandirs here and there, but no spiritual progress. The Kali Yuga. So what we have to see, I don't know. And the worst effect of this playing around with the Krishna's energy is that everybody will have chronic disease. At the moment we are free, but everybody will be diseased. Cows are not there, so milk you will not get. And if you don't get milk, milk is nourishment. Just by the touch of the cows, your disease vanish. It's such a nice, effective medicine is there. Milk is medicine, dung is medicine, urine is medicine, everything is medicine. And we are killing the cow. Can't stop. So do devotional service, and at least whatever little money we have, or we can collect, use it for cows. Keep some cows. Otherwise, now individual living entities cannot maintain the cows. Grass is very costly. So only they will be only maintained in the groups, some societies. Otherwise you will not see cow species. They will be extinct. So try to find out the seva which you can do and please do it. And before you try to venture for preaching or seva, Your life must be perfect. Jai. Bharat ki. Do anything? कुछ पूछना है? जय. क्या हुआ? खिचड़ी आने तो बाद में देखेंगे. दोपहर को सोचेंगे अब. जय.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. His Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Mahārāja Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shishinitai Gaur Chandra Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Hope everybody could hear the conversation, the discussion, the discourse. Yeah. A lot of punches. Absolute nectar. I got reminded of so many things of Maharaj. Now you can actually feel and see Maharaj's presence. So fortunate. You know something? Before we share our realizations, I want to share this. I've said this in the past also. It's very relevant now. That internet was very new at that time, and I had this idea, the Maharaj. I want to Maharaj in Rajkot. Maharaj cannot travel so much, so we'll show live broadcasts of Maharaj. Maharaj will give a class here in Rajkot, and we'll show it everywhere in the world. Maharaj, how does Maharaj think about it? Maharaj says, very good idea. I couldn't do it though. We couldn't do it. Then I even thought, used to be in Newlyn in Auckland, our center, So I think that I could have a program live from Rajkot. Maharaj would be there, and I would show it on the screen, big screen in Newlyn, and we'll have devotees coming and have prasad, and it didn't happen. But somehow this was in my heart, and look at this. Devotees wonderfully recorded this conversation, discussion, discourses. Then they have documented it now, and we are showing it now. We're uploading it. And hopefully it will remain in YouTube for future generations to come. So nice. So be very careful. Today you have dal. Don't waste it. We may not have it tomorrow. Maharaj says, when you go to my age, you will not get this. This lecture was in 2009, May 15. Maharaj went back to Godhead in 2010, January 25. So that's few months before. So Maharaj was very eager at the time to share this knowledge and make sure that the next generation is prepared to digest this knowledge and share it forward. So this is in our humble prayers to all of you who are present here, that please digest this knowledge and share it forward. This Prabhupada's knowledge, digested by Mahavishnu Goswami Mahārāja, is very beneficial to our own self and to everybody else. Very nice. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes. Now, I don't want to share. You want to the one point which you picked up from this discussion, and any point which you could not understand, if you want to ask. Because I was also in and out in the earlier part. I was a little busy in the earlier part, but still I've heard most of the class. If you have any questions about some point which you did not understand or more clarity, please ask me. Or if you can share with one point which you which interests you, and you will remember it and implement it in your life. Try to do so. Try to implement it in your life. Please, we'll open it to everybody. Please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Amresh Prabhu, thank you very much for showing us this wonderful message from our Gurudev, from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, verse 634. And there's so many points, Prabhuji, there. You always emphasize on food distribution. And so that also Mahārāja has emphasized that if you have money or use money for the food distribution or distribution of the books. And also Maharaj mentioned that make use of your home, use your home as a temple. So that's also a strong message. And also he says that catch hold of Krishna's feet so you won't fall down. So that's really very strong messages coming from Maharaj. So many messages, but these are really outstanding messages. And thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yes, very nice. And yes, I forgot to mention, I should have mentioned first, that Krishna Prabhu has worked very hard in compiling this and putting up the verses and showing and underlining also. So thank you very much, Krishna Prabhu, for your hard work. It's benefiting all of us. Hopefully it is recorded on YouTube. It will benefit the future generations too. Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Bol. Yes, please. We can continue the discussion.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much showing us Guru Maharaj's class, and thank you His Grace Ambrish Prabhu and Her Grace Punpragya Devi Dasi Mataji and His Grace Krishna Smarpan Krishna Prabhu for bringing this beautiful class and message of Guru Maharaj to us. And yes, so many points as Sopan Prabhu also mentioned. Maharaj mentioned a word onslaught. That was catching to me because we can't escape from these onslaughts here in material world. But then it's a beautiful example Guru Maharaj gives a chakki, where you're grinding stone. So the grains that's closer to the middle pin, they're saved. So yes, so the whole message is that when we attach to Krishna, or we're close to Krishna, then we'll escape from these onslaughts, or we get more tolerant capacity, or Krishna give us the strength to tolerate all these. So that was a very good point that stuck to me, probably. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, there were a lot of points, and I will try to say some of the points because there were actually so many punchlines in the discourse. So one thing that actually I found interesting was that Maharaj said that as a result of all this playing around with Krishna's energy, everyone is going to face chronic diseases. And like you said, that Maharaj had this discourse in 2009. And actually, this is true. And this is a very known fact that in developed countries, lifestyle diseases are more common than compared to in developing countries, infectious diseases are more common. And so infectious diseases, you actually know the source, that how the diseases have come. But for the lifestyle diseases, it is just your lifestyle, which is always eating healthier food, not consuming alcohol, not smoking. These are the risk factors for these diseases, and these have made a lot more, and they are more prevalent today. And they're actually coming towards India as well. They are coming from the Western countries, and this is increasing rapidly in today's day. So that is something that I found interesting. And there was another point that Maharaj said in his discourse, that the grains which he was talking about some kind of pivot, and the grains that are moving around from the pivot, they get ground.
Yeah,
yes,
chakki.
on the chakki, yes.
Yeah.
So the ones that move away from the pivot, they get ground. So if we are around, we stay close to the pivot, and pivot is Krishna. So if we stay close to the pivot, then we will not be harmed at all. So that I found very interesting, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much. Jai. Also, with this, the Maharaj said Prasad distribution is so important. You don't have money, no problem. You can take some sugar and give it to the ants. That's prasad distribution for you. Who would have thought this? You tell me, who would have thought this? This is the reason why. You think I'm mad, right? Many of you are close to me say, why do you think like this? You say you start the preaching, start the program. You see Maharaj doing this, telling all this, they are devotees here, They said they have not started the school, they want to start the school. So for that, they will want a community has been made up. And then there is a trustee, and there's a chairman of the trustee, and then there is a you require constitution. Hare man, not even one child is in the school. Doing all these things, they're very, very busy. And as compared to that father, he's collected some children and he's doing some schooling going on. This is the point. This is the thing. We are completely mad. And also, I have to see this. It was some controversial thing. Maharaj, very controversial. Maharaj speaks very boldly about, the Mayapur project, which is $1 billion project. I did not know. I thought they would have edited it, but they have not. So anyway, we heard it now. But I said, man, there is temple coming in Mayapur, and you're having a house in UK. He would be so empathetic. I remember in the discussions, my God, it's now out in the open. I'm hoping that people will not feel offended, But this is how Maharaj were, What is this? Maharaj. But this grain, he said, just give, if you have money, a little bit more money, then throw some grains to the pigeons, man. That's prasad distribution for you. Revolutionary. Absolutely revolutionary. See, in Auckland, we have got a situation where people say, I want to distribute prasadam, they don't allow me to do it. I said, man, you're cooking, cook one extra to one container, put 2 rotis, some sabji or rice sabji, and distribute it. That's prasad distribution. Why do you require 1,000 to be cooked, and distributed? And when I say this to them, I say, we do it. Say, Hare Krishna, we can. We've got 100, 200, 400, 500 also. But even we have done 10, 5, 7. And they are so amazed. So you do it? I said, yeah. Now, Maharaj is saying, if I tell them, you can do it even to ants. They're finished. They cannot believe it. This is the point. This is the mood. This is how message is digested by Maharaj. Jai, Jai. Please, please, please. Let's hear from everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amrish Babuji, for actually organizing this, Maharaja's lecture, which is very transcendental to hear. And thank you, Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu, for actually doing all this hard work and putting the presentation properly. So it was very, very nectarian to always, hear Maharaj. And we actually now getting used to listening to Maharaj, because we haven't listened directly from the Maharaj, the way he talks, so Maharaj is always, lively, he's always making jokes all the time. It's good to hear, and it's very engaging to listen to him. And the example he gave, is very true, and it's very practical, actually, the way he talks. So that was really amazing to hear. So actually the key message, there are many things, as devotees also shared, thanks for the realization as well. So many points, Maharaj actually make it very, very clear, and he brings actually Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita to a very practical platform. That actually, the first thing, actually, the main point I realize is that where Maharaj actually means in the purport, he always says that we need to grab hold of Krishna's feet, that is actually key point, because then he actually purport also, Maharaj actually was going through the purport. Actually, one of his disciples reading. So it's very nectarian to hear, and where he says that actually Lord Brahma, is the first living entity. So he actually very much devoted to Krishna. He grabbed hold of lotus feet of Krishna, and he always he repeats in the Brahma Samhita this aphorism, Govinda Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami, And in that mood, actually, whatever, actions, whatever he thinks, whatever he does, all he actually says, So because Krishna accepts that service from his pure devotee very lovingly, he actually gives the protection to his words and actions. So actually I was thinking on that point, and I say it's very important actually point in preaching, because Amrish Prabhu titled this actually session, the best use of our knowledge is preaching. But actually I always had this question that when I'm going to preach, is that going to make any impact? Is that going to make anyone chant? So this is actually the solution Maharaj shared here, is that you have to be very, very devoted to actually your first your guru, because that's where it says that the devotional service start with service to your guru, not directly to Krishna. We should not aim to directly grab Krishna's feet. You have to go through the parampara. So, and when you do that, then actually it gives power to your words, what you speak. And I experienced this in this program. Whatever we planned, Amrish Prabhu planned, that actually everything become reality. And the main point of what I realized is Guru Maharaja's actually transcendental mellows. This is something is very, very, I always fascinated by that, and I always remember, whenever actually doing any things in material world, I always remember Maharaja's punchlines. And everything is so true, actually whatever Maharaja said, actually when we read the calendar every day, it feels like Maharaj is actually instructing you only, because we feel very humble. We realize our mistakes, So actually this is the proof that Maharaj is a pure devotee, because actually all his words, whatever he said, Krishna gave the protection, because we realize that actually everything he said is very true in this material world. And actually, so that is actually key point. So that is a clue for all of us, if you want to actually successfully preach. So as Amrish Prabhu say, loyalty and faithfulness, to your parampara is very, very important. And ultimately your devotion to Krishna. And also, I think devotee already shared that realization about the chakki, I think I also remember that very clearly. And I remember actually we had in our home, when I was small, my mother used to use the chakki, actually we used to put grains, and that was all used to happen. That's how I've seen it. And I used to do it myself because I was fascinated by that. I wanted to do it myself. And I actually already know that actually when you put the grains in the center, there actually is all made up of stone. And when you put the grain, I used to do it, and the grain doesn't used to move, and they never get used to crush. But you have to put a lot of power to move that grain underneath those two stones. And the analogy that Maharaj gave is so beautiful that actually this material world is like that, two stones. So if you're not actually stick, that's the power that is Krishna, devotional service, you're bound to get dragged between these two stones. So it's very beautifully actually put forward by Maharaj. So I like that very much, Prabhuji. And also Maharaj says that we have to be anchored. He also talked about the sails, sails in a sea. You can see that actually, one that are actually not anchored, they actually move here and there, especially they're not controlled with the wind. So unless we are anchored, our mind and senses going to actually go haywire. That's for sure. And I'm pretty sure everyone has experienced that, because only we are following this lifestyle given by Srila Prabhupada, and whatever we have learned, that at least we don't do this 5 nonsense things, eating, drinking alcohol, eating meat, gambling, all these things. And even these simple things that we follow, it saves a great deal of money, and actually it helps actually to focus on what is actually more important. Otherwise, we're always running here and there. And another point, actually, I realized Maharaj talked about meetings about that Mayavishnu project. I was laughing because this is my realization as well, is that it's so right. They're having meeting in America somewhere about the project in India and spending so much money discussing a project. And I see even the corporate world is same, exactly the same. There is one project, actually, there is a project coming up, and there are so many meetings happen beforehand. And actually, at one time I questioned my boss. I said, did you see my calendar? I said, it's all filled with the meetings. When I have the time to actually do the work? And I say, so he said, oh, I'm in the same boat, Sheetal. I say, you make it work. So this is very practical problem in today's corporate world, that actually we spend a lot of time planning, and unless it is really a good meeting, it will actually gives output. But actually, Maharaj says that actually be there on the side doing things is also meeting, So that is so true, So action is more important than just, just words, that not going to yield any action. So many points, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for sharing that. Hare Krishna.
Jai, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, quite true. Quite true. Jai. Very nice, very nice. A lot of nectar, Miser, what are you doing with the money? You're saving money. You're saving money for what? To get married, You don't get married to money, man. You require a girl for getting married. Now I'll tell you one thing. You will say, yes, you require money to get married, savings and all that. That is correct, okay? I'll tell you practical answers for this, okay? What Maharaj meant by saying this. You say you're saving money, busy saving money, not touching money, so you can get married. You don't get married to money, you get married to a girl, So what happened was, there's a person who had gone and done a program, when my son was small, very small, and they were fond of him. They become big fans of ours. We still are very good friends with them. So he went to Maharaj, with one question, said, my daughter is want to get married. So we are arranging, and the boy, he's not very rich, he looks to be educated, but not very rich. What should we do, So he asked Maharaj, So Maharaj looked at him and said, that were you rich when you got married to your wife? He said, no. Why are you asking this question, man? That is the point. You got the answer there, You don't require money to get married. You require, more than that to get married. He forgot conveniently that he was poor when he got married, and somebody gave the daughter to him, and now he's a very rich person, businessman, whatever it is. That's the point. That's the point. And Maharaj says, see, he comes, he's coloring his hair, standing in front of me, forgetting himself, Okay. Please, I don't take away the thunder from all of you. Please, let's have a discussion. More realizations, please. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We always love hearing Srila Gurudev's lectures because particularly they're always littered. There's so many analogies that Maharaj provides, and a lot of us have already said quite a lot of them in every lecture to reinforce points, which is really nice how Maharaj can pick a point from somewhere and then give a practical analogy about it, which is amazing. So Maharaj, there's one that I really liked where Maharaj was talking about a submarine, and he said that our life is essentially a submarine because Lord Krishna is all pervading. Lord Krishna is essentially the water, right? But because we're surrounded by Lord Krishna, so we can't, even though we may reject Lord Krishna, but Lord Krishna is all around us. In a similar way, our life is a submarine, and Kali Yuga is essentially that water. So if there's a hole somewhere, then we're overwhelmed and we're enveloped by it. So we must live our life to try and be as pure as possible, to minimize those, cracks and minimize those holes. Which is an amazing analogy. So yeah, that was one thing that I took away. One important point that I took away. Also, Maharaj said that this is the only life that we have in our hand. So a lot of people, a lot of my friends that are who have some sort of spiritual inclination, they always talk about there's only one life, make the most of it, or whatever it is, and you hear a lot of people say that, and obviously we've come to understand that that's not true, but in essence we also treat our life in that way, that this is the one chance that we have. We don't treat it as if, oh, in the future I can make up for it. So in that way also, essentially this is the only life that we have. Everything's reached up to this point to make sure that we don't, we escape the bounds of birth and death and make sure there's no other one that's coming up. So yeah, again, a very, very nice analogy by Srila Gurudev. Always looking forward to hearing, those examples. So nice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible? Thank you so much, Prabhu, for showing us Guru Maharaj video. That was so enriching. So there were a lot of points, and most of the points have been covered by most of the devotees. However, one more point that hit me hard.
You can repeat the points. No problem. The realizations are different. Don't worry. Yeah.
So one point that actually hit me hard was when Guru Maharaj said that we spend our most of the time collecting money, and at the end we don't even touch it. So Guru Maharaj was saying that before dying, at least touch your money and use it for the service of Krishna. So that actually hit me very hard. That you'll end up not touching your money. Jaane do, abhi nahi ho raha. Abhi mujhse nahi hoga. So that Guru Maharaj said very nicely that before dying, at least you touch your money to use it for the service of Krishna. And another point that was very, very interesting was the food distribution concept given by Srila Gurudev. That you don't need to have a lot of content or a lot of things with you to distribute food. You can also have a teaspoon of sugar and distribute it to ants. That is also food distribution. You can have a bunch of bananas and distribute to the monkeys. That is food distribution. Or make a small pot of khichdi and distribute to 2 or 3 people. That is also food distribution. So that was amazing and concept changing or revolutionary idea thrown by Srila Gurudev. And another point which was very interesting was mentioned by Krishna Samantra Prabhu, that the idea of submarine, that we are all surrounded by the ocean of material world, and if our submarine have a little hole, then there is no point to escape it. The water will going to enter the submarine and we're going to be suffocated by it. So that was another point. And the word onslaught was such a good word that I'm going to add it into my dictionary now. We are in the continuous onslaught of material world. Even if we don't we don't like it, we're going to be hit hard by the material world. So this is a continuous onslaught that has been started. Yes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. The revolution, as I said, mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, teachings of Prabhupada is very different. Very nice. Very nice. All the best. You all are very fortunate. At a very young age, you're coming in touch with Maharaj. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for showing us nice video from Maharaj's lecture. Thank you, Krishna Samartha Prabhu, for your hard work. So many already points are covered by all the devotees. So I will just share a few things that one of the punchline Maharaj said that try to be very pure, very pure. This is the only life we have. So we usually we heard from you many times this one, Prabhuji, in our Namahata. Even I remember Mataji also mentioned this time many times, and the message is given us as it is to all of us. And then was thinking that when it's how true it is, like, this is, we never know what's our next life will coming. And Mataji always said to me, even if we get the next life, we don't know if we can come in contact with Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. So whatever we have now, chance, we have to do our devotional service. So that's Maharaj is saying. And then for devotional service, we are trying our best to do our regular sadhana, puja, and chanting, and prasad distribution. And then the prasad distribution, Maharaj what said is that really very true, that we should think what we can do. We don't compare to others what they are doing. Even the small thing, we can do it. I remember long time back, Prabhuji, I used to make the potato balls, the vadas, and then Mataji come one day my home and she teach me how to make it and how to distribute, and then you and Mataji and all the devotees supported us. We used to go that food outside of the food place, and we used to distribute, So even the small thing, we distribute, it used to give us lots of satisfaction. And it's, if you and Mataji, if never would have like guided us, I don't think so I was able to do it. And then, and that's the time I has the felt like that, yes, we can do it. And then this is like really a good guideline. And then slowly I start to cook it in the Namahata as well. Even the small one item is also there, but it's like so nice, So this is really nice opportunity, Prabhuji, you and Mataji gave us to do our service to, to Krishna and Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. So that one thing I'm really appreciate and thankful to you and Mataji for this service. Also, as Shital Prabhuji mentioned that about the chakki thing, I also remember I used to do with my grandmother. They used to have the black chickpeas, and she used to make the dal at home. Even though there is a chakki outside, the electric one, but she never used, and it's for a fun. I used to sit with her and used to do it. And then I remember this, how Maharaj nicely connected that to the Krishna. So should be the center. So we should be at the center, and we always connected to Krishna. So we'll not get grinded and we remain nicely. So yes, Prabhuji, I thank you for opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, thank you very much, Mother. Hare Krishna. This chakki thing, Maharaj would always say, it will come in the future classes too, that Maharaj would say that my mother, if you see her mother's hand, her wrist was so powerful there. Because of chakki, this was their exercise. Nowadays, women have to go to gym and do this and do that over there. They're just making things. This is how their exercise was. It's a powerful hand. She would slap us and would fly away somewhere, Maharaj would say. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Yes,
probably.
please.
Just want to mention that I never see, I always see my grandmother very skinny and very healthy until she died. So she always do everything by herself at home without any maid or anything, and she was really strong. Yes. Hare Krishna.
You got the example, Hare Krishna. Maharaj, what is this going to the gym and aerobics and this and left hand up and down and all this nonsense, Hare Krishna. Yes, please.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think just I remembered what you just said, the grandmothers in the past, they were very strong, Maharaj mentioned. I think my maternal grandmother was like that, Prabhuji. I said my grandfather who lived for more than 100. So my grandmother was very strong. And I remember like when I was small, we used to walk from home to the farm, Prabhuji, and it was about 2 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers something. And olden days, there was no, it's just field and just trees. And I remember she used to carry me for 2.5 kilometers on her, hip, because I don't wanted to, I don't never like to be walked, And me and my mama's son, he's also neurologist now, So she used to carry both of us so long. And now when I remember, I think I can't carry Navina for too long, I used to say, you have to get down now. I can't carry too long. Yeah, so that proves, Guruji, people were very strong in the past, because we are now eating everything ready-made. getting bigger and weaker. Yes.
Only your pot belly comes out. Everything else is weak. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your realizations. So mesmerized always by listening to Srila Gurudev's class. It just takes you to another level, of consciousness. I always feel just energized and inspired and motivated. And I always feel like I get the kick, the kick that you need. Sometimes you slow down and you get the kick when you listen to the lecture, and then you just come straight to where you should have that enthusiasm. So yeah, it's so many points as covered by everyone, but I like to say first of all the point of anchor of hold Krishna's lotus feet, and that way we'll never go wrong. So both the points about the ship, which is anchored, and then the grinding also. If you are close to the pivot, then you won't be grinded. And we are grinded in this material world. Every minute and every second we are grinded. Like the onslaughts are always there. So when I listened to this point from Mahārāja, about the onslaughts, the way Mahārāja explained that the onslaughts are always going to be there. At that point, because I feel like when you have conversations, because everybody's suffering, there's no question about that everyone is suffering. And when you talk, whether you talk to devotees or you talk to, your workmates or anyone, everybody's complaining about all the onslaughts that, are inflicted by, mostly by other people. And this just changes your perspective, because if you know that you don't have control over it, then do I really give importance to the thing that I don't have control over, So I always felt that there are two things in life. One thing is what you can control and what you cannot control. And maybe you should focus on what you can control, and which is how you take it, your consciousness. That is under our control, and that is what we have to learn. And this is what I really felt is so useful for myself, how I should deal with the onslaughts, because they are going to be there. So just ignore it. It's like Srila Gurudev, I remember even saying on this point about when you're sick, if you're sick, then sometimes some people are, oh, I'm sick, I'm having cough, I'm having this, and then you feel more and more sick. And then the other hand, Srila Gurudev said, just treat like uninvited guests. Treat this, the onslaught also like that. And then if you don't give the importance, it just goes away. And I've actually really, really practically tried this. This is so much useful, and it really, really works. The more importance you give to these things, it just sticks to you. The more you ignore it, it goes away. It's like Srila Prabhupada says, you don't invite the bad things to come in your life. And it's like it's a wave, bad things come, good things come, everything comes and goes. So as you don't invite the bad things, still they come. The good things also, even if you don't invite, are going to come. And so we have to just navigate our way through that time period. And sometimes the time period can be longer and it can be difficult. And that is why you have association, the right association to take you through. And this association of a pure devotee, by listening to Srila Gurudev, I just feel like everything, all the thinking, all the worrying, all the unnecessary thinking just goes away in a split second. It's just gone. So that was one point. Then the other point was, as Srila Prabhu mentioned about the meetings, I absolutely have experienced this as well so much in my life. And at the moment, currently, like we're going through a few projects in our workplace as well. And we're just going and having meetings and meetings and meetings, and there's no time to do the actual work. And this is, and it is not, it's not really effective. So there was another project where actually I decided I'm not going to attend the meetings. And I said, okay, if somebody really comes and tells me that, you have to do this now, and you're not doing is not acceptable, I was just going to take the risk and not attend. And in fact, that project, we got a CEO award for that project. And I thought, okay, that really makes sense, because I could do actually the work. And Srila Prabhupada says this, meeting, what is it? Meeting, dissolution, no solution. And I absolutely believe in that, because yes, sometimes you do have meetings and you need to have them, but not so many that your actual work is not being done. On that point, Srila Gurudev also said this, that go and buy the bricks. And I remember, don't use the money for the airfare. And I remember there was Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, and we all were deciding to go to Rajkot. And at that time, there was focus on the temple building and, temple construction. And they were thinking about the funds and everything. And Srila Gurudev actually instructed all of us that do not travel. And instead of that, you can use that funds for the temple. And I thought that so much Srila Gurudev is thinking about Krishna and Krishna's project, not about one's own self. Sorry, I have to say all these points because there is so much that I can relate to, even about the money part, that when we were young, like we were really young, when we were just starting to get some amount of money because of, like we were studying and then we used to get some money, So money was very important then because it was very less. And every time the money used to come, whichever way, pocket money or apprenticeship money or whatever, it was always less and we would just spend it, So I remember telling my friends always this thing that, the more money you spend, you will get more money. And this is just a very materialistic thought. But I don't know why, but I always experienced that because I felt like if you just keep it static, then it just stays. It doesn't grow. But if you spend, then, it grows. But yeah, now to put it in perspective, to spend it for Krishna, that is important. So I have also seen so many people who have actually worked so hard in their lives, and they have, and they are pious people, relatives, and they have not spent money just lavishly or anything like that. They have spent for Krishna or religious things, but still they have saved because they have to save for after their retirement or whatever, and then they have just left, and then others are now enjoying that, So you work so hard and then you're actually not using it for Krishna's purpose. It might not be used in the future for Krishna's purpose, and that's very sad. So I think that was very practical as well. And then the last point was that Srila Gurudev said this word dhruta, is very important. So not dhruta rashtra, not dhruta ghar, not dhruta rupaya, but Krishna, just hold on to Krishna. And so we have to, I think for me personally, have to hold on to Krishna, because Srila Gurudev said that, we may do all this show and we may think, oh, I'm trying to be Krishna conscious and try to love Krishna, but we really don't have anything to do with Krishna. I mean, that's a shocking and very bold statement, but it is true, because if we had anything to do really with Krishna, we wouldn't be here in the first place. So yeah, as Namrata Mataji also mentioned, that this thought that remember, that this life and this opportunity that we are so fortunate and we have got may not come again, and make the most of it. Just think of your deathbed, as Srila Gurudev said. Every day, think of your deathbed, and that way, then there is no tomorrow to get better. Whatever's you today, do it now. Don't delay. So yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. There was a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of points. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, please, please, please. Let's hear from everybody. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you so much for showing us Srila Gurudev's message to all of us. There were so many points, and the one point which I pick up is the showing up business, that he was mentioning that how long you will show up the business, how long you will act like you are behaving in Krishna consciousness. Your behavior pattern must be Krishna consciousness. So that point was a hit. Like, he was mentioning that after Bhagavatam class, where is Bhagavatam? Your behavior should be molded. And yesterday in Avinash Prabhu's class also, he was mentioning that if you are going for the preaching, people will see at you. People will look at you, how you behave, how you talk. And today in Maharaj's class, the same point has been repeated. So this is actually a point to check on for myself, that I have to look into that way, that behavior should be Krishna consciousness. And one more point I really like the most is genuine approach has got reciprocation, that your approach, genuine approach is always there. Your Krishna will definitely reciprocate. So these 2 points, I thank you so much, Rajiv.
Yes, thank you very much, Mother. Hare Krishna. And remember this, not only for us that we think we should not act like devotees. There may be others who may fool us like acting like devotees. Just because they act very nicely, they speak very nicely, doesn't mean that they are. We should be using our ears and some time for judgment, proper judgment. That's what we teach here. Yeah. So this instruction is for our own self, for changing ourselves. At the same time, we are not cheated by others. Work both ways. Yes, very nice. Thank you very much. Yes, yes, please, please. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for arranging this class and sharing the message of Srila Gurudev with us. And thank you, Krishnadas Prabhuji, for editing this whole video. A lot of great points have been shared by the devotees here, and I think I'll just I have no unique points here, but I'll just reiterate them. Firstly, would be he mentioned Gurudev mentioned during the video that it's a very amazing thing that mind is independent entirely, that what you are doing is completely disconnected with what is going on in your mind. So you may be cooking, but what is cooking in your head is completely different. So it is like you're using your hand and you're using your like limbs to do the work, but what's going on in your mind is really important, because if in your material endeavors and material, he said this one line that that spiritual well-being follows material well-being. So that if you're going wrong in your material endeavors, then definitely you'll go wrong in your spiritual endeavors as well. So it all starts with the mind. Like we talk about lusty desires, Gurudev said that lusty desires are not anywhere outside, they're in your mind only, they're in your intelligence and in your heart. So you need to, like, there needs to be a constant screening. You need to constantly monitor I need to constantly monitor my thoughts and my what I'm thinking about, because that will guide all my actions and all my endeavors. So that's the first thing. And the second thing he mentioned is that those who are real devotees, they are never disturbed, because their devotion is like fire. It engulfs everything. So it does not matter what is going on around you. Fire engulfs everything. So our devotional service should be like fire. And you mentioned that a grain of practical knowledge is worth more than thousands of theoretical knowledge. So even if you're
yes, I was thinking about this. A grain of practical Bhagavatam is more valuable than tons of Bhagavatam knowledge.
Yes.
So we should practically implement Bhagavatam. Thank you. I was just about to say that. Hare Krishna.
Yes. I think that's also been the spirit of everything that we've been taught at Hare Krishna WECAN, that practicality is more important than anything. And he mentioned this point that we keep planning and planning and planning about everything, but there is no implementation. Like, why do planning this stop and start doing the work. And this is so relevant for me as well. Like as Purna Pragya Mataji and Sheetal Prabhu and Namita Mataji, all of us mentioned that in corporate world, this is planning is so done so extensively. Like we have weeks and weeks just to plan how the project will go out, and then we start the work and it goes nothing according to the plan. And still we always focus so much on planning, and this is how I conduct my material life also. Like, there's so much planning and planning, but there's no action. So like we need to stop this planning, and how he mentioned this as well, that the only way we can start action is if we remember our deathbed every day. And he mentioned, Gurudev has mentioned this so many times, and it's actually difficult to envision your deathbed. It's a very uncomfortable thought or uncomfortable vision to be like, to have every day. And especially if you want to be serious in our devotional service, we have to learn this art of envisioning our deathbed. And he also said the same analogy that about how a boat which is anchored does not go around in the storm. So no matter how strong the storm is, if the boat is anchored, it always stays connected to the shore. So that's how we should be anchored to Krishna. As Punapraga Mataji also said, the Dhrit Krishna, not Dhrit Rupaya, not Dhrit House. So I think a lot of other great points that I've definitely missed out on. But yes, it was really nectarian. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Jai Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother. Yes, yes. Please, others can say. We started our Hare Krishna weekend program like this. My wife wants to say this. She wants to take a thunder from her. Okay, Hare Krishna. You can hear from her.
Yes, so Haribol. So Prabhuji will probably elaborate more. But I do remember that, when we started our devotional service, it was no planning, so much planning or anything. And Prabhuji, when he decided, so I was thinking in my mind, because probably I was conditioned, okay, now he's told me that we're going to have the program. So I started to think, okay, maybe we'll have it in a month's time, 2 months' time, 5 months' time. But we just had it from next week. And then we had to think, okay, we're going to cook. And, as Amrita Mataji said also, this point I actually have learned from my Prabhuji that whenever there was any decision making about the programs, I always felt that, can I do it? And I always thought big about, I probably can't do this and can't do this. But he always just said, no, just do it. Just keep it simple. And that's how I then learned that, actually, I just don't have to overthink it. And I know there are so many devotees that are thinking of doing things and have not been able to do because of the thinking part. I don't know if I'm communicating this correctly, but this point I've learned, because for all these years of 23 years, I have heard like my Prabhuji will say, okay, so we are going to implement this, and then that starts. So there's no time for you to plan, think, or anything, and you have to be on board, And one thing in this is a very subtle thing. I felt that I had no capacity to do what I did for the last 23 years, and I still feel I have no capacity. But if you have that thought in your mind that you want to do it, then somehow it manifests. Krishna, through Guru Shishya Parampara, you get the ability to do that. Because I just look back, and Matajis will know, because all the Matajis have also done this for years and years where we had programs. And it seems almost like an impossible task, And when we look back and we talk about it. So I only feel that it's that point that Prabhuji had where there was not much, not much thinking or planning, but just do it. And just do it. And together we can. These were our mottos. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Yes, please. Are we done already?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji, for showing us this beautiful video of Maharaj and his beautiful lecture. I have missed out some part of it, but mostly seen it. So the one point which I really liked is that Maharaj just says that about the knowledge, and a grain of practical knowledge is a lot better than thousands of Bhagavatam theoretical knowledge. And then we have seen in our WECAN, Hare Krishna WECAN, that practically we are trying to show it to in our preachings, as we have learned from you, because we haven't been we didn't get much association of Maharaj with his we got Vani association, but not the Vapu association. But everything which is coming through you is as transparent as Maharaj has always shared in Maharaj has given in his lecture. And the thing which I like is the simplicity, is the everywhere in Maharaj's every action, be it prasadam distribution, be it preaching, be it cow protection, be it school teaching of children, a school opening. So Maharaj never liked the complicated way, always simple way, which everyone can do it. Not that someone else, some big personality will do it, someone who has a lot of money can do it, someone who is very prestigious can do it. It's simplicity is the best thing which Maharaj has given us. And even a pauper can do it. Yes, Maharaj has shared that just give some grains of sugar to the ants, and then that is prasadam distribution. That's revolutionary. No one has thought like that. So the best thing, what underlying thing is in the whole lecture is the simplicity which I have picked up. And I really like that simplicity in my life as well, because complication is not my way. And that's what we have learned from WECAN Namahat as well. Just do it, very simple things, start it, and no complication at all. So the other thing which Maharaj also in his lecture said, that we have got kartal, we have got mridanga. Even if we don't have mridanga, we have got voice, we can just sing bhajan, we can chant. Simplicity. So all these things anyone can do, and it's really very easy for preaching. So this is the point which I have learned, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Thank you very much. That's the essence of everything.
Yes,
you know?
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Everybody should do it. Why one person should cook and cook? Everybody should cook to distribute prasadam. Very nice. This is Maharaj. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vishnu, Hare Krishna Purnapanya Devi Darsi Mataji, and Hare Krishna Krishna Samarao Krishna Prabhu for doing this service for last so many years, many lifetimes. And you keep us engaged in service of Maharaj. So that is phenomenal. So all credit goes to you. Since I have been part of that journey, and I've seen things changing. And yeah, so that's not important. Important is that Maharaj, the verse I would like to translation I'd like to read, and then you think of the relation what we have discussed and how that Bhagavatam makes sense to us all of a sudden. So I know you all know this, but I thought I'll share this. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Narad, because I caught hold of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, with great zeal, whatever I say has never proved to have been false. Nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred, nor are my senses are ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter. So this was a verse on which Maharaj gave a class, and he made it so simple. That's the power of devotee. And Maharaj would talk about management, Maharaj would talk about economics, Maharaj would talk about marriage, Maharaj would talk about social service, Maharaj would talk about bhakti, what not, means he can talk about anything. So that's Maharaj, the completeness, that's Bhagavatam. That's what actually touched my heart, that we try to practice what Maharaj says, and we try to ensure that we don't contaminate with our own. And this young fellow that asked me too many questions, Prabhu, you must tell them not to ask questions. They asked me a question. One last thing before I would like to close is planning. Planning is very critical. Let me tell you, don't misunderstand it. Planning is for the leaders. 80% planning, 20% action. Ask Amrish Prabhu how much time he spends on planning. Okay, there are useless planners also. So don't be like them. So don't misunderstand planning. Okay, I understand the frustration we get when you're in the corporate world, but planning is very critical. Okay, planning gives an idea of what to do, what not to do, and we end up doing something else. But planning is, so don't misunderstand planning. And like this is the same example, Prabhupada said, we should not eat paneer, and Mataji says, I eat paneer. Okay, how do you relate this? Then I say, Achinta Veda Ved philosophy. So that is Maharaj. That is Maharaj. So thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I've been in and out, so that's why I will not present.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yes, everybody has done. Anyone remaining? Or anyone like to chip in? Remembering more. Okay, Hare Krishna. Well, we are done then. Okay, thank you very much, wonderful devotees. So before we finish today's class, did you miss anybody? Parth is not spoken. Parth, what is happening to you? You lost your voice or something? Or you spoke? Or you were sleeping?
No, I did not speak.
So you want to speak or you don't want to speak? I don't understand. I don't want to force you.
No, bro, I'll just speak to one point that I had. Thank you, Prabhuji, for...
What happened to you? Why are you not speaking? You've been pushed to speak. Normally you are jumping into speak, man. Today what's happening?
Nothing, bro. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for this class. Thank you, Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu, for the video and all the effort you took. And thank you, Pun Pragya Mataji, for your wonderful realization, for all the support. Thank you. I'd just like to say one point that Maharaj, all the points are basically covered with. But just one point that I would like to say. At the end, when the video was ending, voice was very, blurted out. But Maharaj said, preach, please preach. But before preaching, your life must be proper. So this is something that I'm meditating on, bro. So yeah, that's all, bro. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai Jai. Hare Krishna. Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you, Hare Bol. Okay. I think everybody is done now. Nobody. Okay, I'll wait for 10 more seconds. Okay, thank you. We are over time. I'm a little conscious about time. We're 20 minutes over time, 21 minutes. I'll be very quick. I plan my things very well, as you understand, very deeply planning, and I make sure that everything is very simple for people, so that it's easily implementable for people. So that's where my most time goes. Now you know where it is coming from. Now my madness comes from where. Now you understand a little bit more and more as you hear Maharaj, So now, but at the same time, one thing I'm very different to everybody else is that I'm very particular about things that has to happen in a particular way. So people don't usually understand it. Like we've got beginners program, intermediate program, leaders program, and all these things that we have separately. Now, by mercy, action, God has mercy of Guru Maharaj, with Maharaj pleases, we will be coming to India soon, as I've mentioned to some devotees last week, and I want to make an announcement here today. So we'll be reaching India on the 28th of October, this month end. Okay, and we'll be here for about 3 weeks, no more than 3 weeks. We are in and out. Yeah, in and out. So there's one important part. We three of us are coming, myself, my wife, my son, all three are coming. So we'll be coming. The best way where I would like to meet all of you, and if you would like to meet, if it is practical, is we are going to Vrindavan. We're going on the 2nd of November to the 5th of November. Brief 3-4 days. My request is don't go alone. Don't ever go alone. Don't travel alone. It's up to you. If you want to do it, you can do it yourself. So if you want best meet me, this is the time to meet. Okay. Mumbai, yes, we can. We cannot. I cannot guarantee. There are many things going on. We'll be traveling other places also. People are coming to meet me, and us also. We are traveling, so we do not know how things go. So if you can, that's very wonderful. And I want to request one more thing. Vrindavan, Mayapur, all dhams are very different places. As Avinash Krishna would also know, and he would second this point. We'll be very particular. And I meditate a lot on what we study. See, studying books, studying the scriptures are not different from the dhams. They're exactly the same. But we do not have that purity to think like this. We think only if we go there, then that is the dham there, These may be words only for myself too, but I've seen Maharaj behaving in this way, So I'm letting you know. So if you at all want to meet, which I would love to meet as well, is this that my request is that the leaders, if they're coming, I think there is Avinash who is there, So we could join with the beginners intermediate level. Please, if you can come on the 2nd, we are reaching on the 2nd of November and 3rd November. We can spend a little bit more time separately, And then others with the beginner, Yeah, 2nd afternoon we are reaching there, So 3rd and 4th and the 5th will be then broad-based. Everybody can meet with the beginners and all that also, Where the activities to be done there would be very specific, So there's very limited time. There's going to be a huge crowd. I do not know how things will shape up. I do not know anybody there, and I don't want to know anybody there. don't misunderstand me. I'm not want to know anybody there. I don't know anybody there. We just go there quietly. There are a few things which I know, which I do, and you are most welcome to join with me and my family, and we'll do whatever little bit I know. I'll tell you. Okay, it's a short notice. This is how it is. Normally 4 weeks is quite a bit of notice, which you have done on this. So see how you go, but let us know whether you will come not. We are just in Delhi for one night only. We are reaching there at 12 o'clock, 11:30, and next day morning we are leaving, taking the taxi to come to the Vrindavan. So that's the time. The second and third, I'd prefer if we can have with the seniors, and the intermediate level devotees. And then if beginners devotees want to come, but all of us are most welcome. We will be then traveling around Vrindavan. We'll see Vrindavan, different places there. Of course, we cannot see everything. There'll be huge crowd. Normally, when we would go, like we went to, Saraswati Mataji, she wanted to see that the place where Kalia serpent was killed. Krishna jumped. We went. There was nobody there, right? We spent so much time there. We chanted there. We did Gayatri. Also, we hugged the tree. So many things we did there, right? This time when we go there, there'll be about 500 people inside. You have to see outside and see and pay dandas and go from there. And 24 hours a day. That's how it's going to be. So we have to see how things shape up there, with it. But yeah, it's there. And my only request to you is that please do not go alone at whichever way you are. If you want to go, you can go, no problem. But stay and be there. Even I do not know things. And yeah, so I just thought I'll let you know, all of you. If you can, it's wonderful. If you can't, no problem. We're met, Later on, if you want to meet me there in Mumbai, if you want to come, I do not know why you want to meet me. But if at all, I do not know at this point in time whether I'll be free, when I'll be free, because we're coming with the family and for 3 weeks only, and then we're moving around. I'm meeting my relatives, some of my sisters and brothers and all. And Krishna is coming for the first time in so many years, and we want to see him, and all these dramas are going on, happening there. Because we have not met him, we have not met so many people. My wife has not met so many for so many years because of COVID, so we're running around. Okay. Hare Krishna. Any questions anyone has on this, please? Our trip? Yet no problem.
Yes, Prabhu. I've got a question and request.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So,
Hari Bol.
Nagpur and Shindwara is a budding place, and unfortunately, you three are coming. And I talked too much about all of you. I was showing Krishna Samarkar, Krishna Prabhu when he was little, no? People will not believe. Yeah. So if you cannot come to Nagpur while going there and all that, even for one day, a lot of people would like to meet you. That's my request, and that's up to you. And we'll make all the arrangements. I'm here, so you don't need to worry. I understand your needs. So that's our request. Hare Krishna. But then rest we can plan.
Nagpur, huh? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
बहुत तूफान आएगा प्रभु, आ जाइए. We need you.
How? Thank you. I'm not that important, Prabhuji.
No,
You
it's
are doing
not
very
important.
nice.
Prabhu. You are representing Mahārāja, Prabhu. That's important.
You all आप लोग कर रहे हैं सब. Thank you, Prabhuji. I will accept your honor your mood there. I'll let you know coming closer to time.
Yes,
अभी
मैं
तक
हूँ
ये
यहाँ पे, मैं कर सकता हूँ सब. जो भी आपका है, उसी हिसाब से ठीक है. Otherwise, if I was in New Zealand, then it was. Unfortunately, my wife is also joining me soon. So both are here, so we can have a Naman program here.
Okay. Okay. ठीक है. We'll let you know, Prabhuji. I'll let you know. अब तक खाली यही एक finalize हुआ था मेरा डेट का, वो that's what I did, But there also how I've done, I do not know. So we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. Very well. Okay. Wonderful. So we'll wait for 10 more seconds, no questions, and we'll conclude the program today. Thank you very much. Okay, Hare Krishna. Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much. We had such a wonderful program today. We're listening to Maharaj and the mood of Maharaj, and all of you youngsters. You have a big responsibility. You did not just hear. You heard this invaluable instructions. So keep it in your heart and preach it. You may preach to the whole world. Go out and have a center, or preach to your friends, or preach to whoever you want to, or preach to your children who are going to come, who are not yet manifested. So don't think preaching means you have to have a big setup and all that. We don't do that. We don't have any setup here in Hare Krishna WECAN. It started off just as a, yes, we'll do it. It's there. And we're prepared to stop anytime. It's there. It's margin control. With it. Okay. Very nice. Hare Krishna. So now who's going to sing Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us. Whose turn is it today? I know it's not my turn.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Navina ji, is it your turn?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Okay. Sing very nicely with nice actions. Okay, we'll follow you then. Okay, 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Mahārāja, Mahārāja, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
Today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
there's nothing wrong.
then is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
But if your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
But if your character dies,
But if your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
Only saintly behavior,
that's humanity thrive.
does humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
I must always remember Krishna.
and never forget him too.
I never forget him too.
Let's learn how we can.
But how are we to practice this?
Need to practice this with so many things to do.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here is the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
And whatever's due today,
And whatever is due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
If your friends might be lazy
If your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you will win the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We'll only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. We learn to live this way, we'll see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take himself above. We'll sing and dance with him with our hearts full of love.
And when our time is up, he will take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame. This is the only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question.
And find this greatest clue.
And find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna.
If Krishna remembers you.
If Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Mahārāja ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Krishnananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Krishnitai God Chandra Premanande
Hari Bol.
Vishnu Padaki Saraswati Vita Lakshmati Mahavishnu Goswami Shinami Namo Vishnu Padaki Saraswati Vita Lakshmati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shinami Namo Satasya Deva Jogani Prasaya Nami Vishesh Hare Krishna, dear wonderful devotees. Thank you very much. And for intermediate level devotees, next week is examination. So prepare very nicely and look at the practical aspect of things. Okay? It's a hint. All right? And think. From now onwards, we want you guys to think. Not that you're not thinking, but you understand what I'm trying to say. From sheep, you'll become leaders. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Looking forward to it. Your tutors also are burning midnight oil to make sure that how you will think. So don't think you're the only one who's working hard. We are working very, very hard here. We had a first meeting already. Meeting. Everybody is there. How is there? How we can do it? Do it now. This is our meeting. You know? Like Guru Maharaj would say, do this work. It has to be happening like this. How can you do it, Maharaj? Just do it. And Maharaj would agree to the amount to be done, paid. They cut the amount. Save the money for Krishna. This is how it is. Action, So please prepare very nicely. And we are looking forward to having your wonderful answers next week. Thank you very much. Till then, Krishna will meet you next week. To then chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram.